Hi and welcome to my channel. I am Teeny Crochets and today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this delicious apple. So crochet hooks at the ready and let's get going. The apple we're going to be making today is one of 18 pieces of fruit from my crochet pattern Soft Play Fruits. So if you're interested in downloading the written pattern to this apple along with 17 other pieces of fruit, check the description box down below where I'll leave a link to the pattern, and I'll also leave a list of all the items that you'll need to make this apple today. So I'm going to begin with red DK yarn and a 3.5mm hook, and we're going to begin with a slip knot onto hook, and I'm going to zoom in a bit. So slip knot onto hook. The first thing I'm going to do is to chain 2, 1 and 2, and into the second chain from hook, so you always skip that first chain. Into the second chain I'm going to do 6 single crochets all into that one space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So what I have done there is the equivalent of a magic loop. So instead of doing a magic loop, I like to chain 2 and single crochet into the second chain because I think it's just a little bit more secure. So we have 6 stitches working in the round. For round 2 we want to increase from 6 stitches to 12, so we're going to do 2 single crochets into every stitch. I'm going to loosen that first stitch off and I'm going to do 2 single crochets into that first stitch for stitches number 1 and 2. Into the next stitch, 2 single crochets for 3 and 4. Into the next stitch, another 2 single crochets, 5 and 6. Into the next stitch, another 2 for 7 and 8. Into the next stitch, another 2 single crochets for 9 and 10. And into the last stitch of this round, another 2 single crochets for 11 and 12. So we now have 12 single crochets. For round 3, we're going to increase from these 12 stitches to 18. And to do that, we're going to single crochet in one stitch, and then we're going to do 2 single crochets into the following stitch, and we're going to do that pattern repeat 6 times. So into the first stitch we're going to single crochet 1, and into the next stitch we're going to do an increase for stitches 2 and 3. Then in the next stitch single crochet for 4, and into the next stitch we're going to increase for stitches 5 and 6. Into the next stitch just single crochet for stitch number 7, and into the next one increase for stitches 8 and 9. Into the next stitch single crochet 10, and into the next stitch increase for 11 and 12. Then single crochet for 13 and increase in the next stitch for 14 and 15. Single crochet in the next stitch for 16, and into the last stitch of this round increase for 17 and 18. So we now have 18 stitches. For round number 4 we're going to increase from 18 stitches to 24. To do that we're going to single crochet across 2 stitches, and we're then going to do 2 single crochets into the following stitch, and we're going to do that 6 times. So single crochet 1 and 2, then increase in the next stitch for 3 and 4. Single crochet, just throwing my stuff everywhere. Single crochet 5 and 6, increase in the next stitch for 7 and 8. Single crochet 9 and 10, increase in the next stitch for 11 and 12. Single crochet 13 and 14, increase in the next stitch for 15 and 16. single crochet 17 and 18, increase in the next stitch for 19 and 20, then single crochet 21 and 22, increase in the next stitch for 23 and 24. Now for round number 5, we're going to increase to 30 stitches. To do that, we're going to single crochet across 3 stitches, and we're then going to do 2 single crochets into the next stitch, and we're going to do that 6 times. So single crochet 1, 2 and 3, and then increase in the next stitch for 4 and 5. Single crochet 6, 7 and 8, increase in the next stitch for 9 and 10, 9 and 10, single crochet 11, 12 and 13, increase in the next stitch for 14 and 15, single crochet 16, 17 and 18, increase in the next stitch for 19 and 20, single crochet 21, 22 and 23, increase in the next stitch for 24 and 25, single crochet 26, 27, 28, and increase in the last stitch of this round for 29 and 30. Now round 6 is our last increase round, and we're going to increase from 30 stitches to 36. So we're going to single crochet across 4 stitches and then do 2 single crochets into the following stitch 6 times. So single crochet 1, 2, 3 and 4, increase in the next stitch for 5 and 6, single crochet 7, 8, 9 and 10, do that one again, 10, increase in the next stitch for 11 and 12, single crochet 13, 14, 15 and 16, increase in the next stitch for 17 and 18, single crochet 19, 20, 21, 22, increase in the next stitch for 23 and 24, single crochet 25, 26, 27, 28, increase in the next stitch for 29 and 30, and then single crochet 31, 32, 33 and 34, and increase in the last stitch of this round for 35 and 36. So for rounds 7 to 14, which is 8 rounds, so for 8 rounds we're going to single crochet around these 36 stitches. So single crochet around for 8 rounds, and I'll meet you back here when I'm done. After your 8 rounds of single crochet, it's time to do our first decrease round. So we're going to go from 36 stitches to 30. To do that, we're going to single crochet 4 and then single crochet 2 stitches together, and we're going to do that 6 times. So we're going to single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we're going to decrease by single crocheting 2 stitches together. So I do my decreases by taking my hook and putting it under the front loop of the next stitch, and then taking it and putting it under the front loop of the second stitch, yarn over, pull through both of these loops, so there are 2 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through both of these loops. So that's how I do my decreases. So we've just decreased for stitch number 5, then single crochet 6, 7, 8 and 9, then we're going to decrease for 10, so I'm going to do that decrease again, insert my hook under the front loop only of the first stitch, then under the front loop only of the second stitch, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2. So that was a decrease for stitch number 10. Single crochet 11, 12, 13 and 14, decrease for 15, single crochet 16, 17, 18, 19, decrease for 20, single crochet 21, 22, 23, 24, decrease for 25, single crochet 26, 27, 28, 29, and decrease for 30. Now we're going to single crochet around for one round, so 30 single crochets. So for our next round, which is round number 17, we're going to decrease to 24 stitches. To do that, I'm going to single crochet 3 stitches and then single crochet 2 stitches together 6 times. So single crochet 1, 2 and 3, then single crochet 2 stitches together for stitch number 4. Single crochet 5, 6 and 7, decrease for 8, single crochet 9, 10, 11, decrease for 12, single crochet 13, 14, 15, decrease for 16, single crochet 17, 18, 19, decrease for 20, single crochet 21, 22, 23 and decrease for 24. And now for round 18, we're going to single crochet around these 24 stitches. And at this point, I'm going to add a little bit of stuffing to my apple. So we'll do another stuff again just before we completely close up. In case you haven't figured it out, we are crocheting the apple from the top to the bottom. So this will be the top of the apple. So that's enough for now. So our next round, we are going to decrease from 24 stitches to 18. To do that, I'm going to single crochet 2 and then single crochet 2 together 6 times. So single crochet for 1, 2 and decrease for 3. Single crochet 4, do that again, 4, 5 and decrease for 6. Single crochet 7 and 8, decrease for 9, single crochet 10 and 11, decrease for 12, single crochet 13 and 14, do 14 one more time, 13 and 14, decrease for 15, oh this one's a bit tight, decrease for 15, there we go. There we go, that took a while. Oh, come on, I'll do it. Decrease for, yay, decrease for 15, single crochet 16 and 17 and then decrease for 18. So we've got one more round and we're going to decrease from 18 to 12 stitches, and to do that I'm going to single crochet 1 and then single crochet 2 stitches together 6 times. So single crochet 1, decrease for 2, single crochet 3, decrease for 4, single crochet 5, decrease for 6, single crochet 7, decrease for 8, decrease for 8, single crochet 9, decrease for 10, single crochet 11 and decrease for 12. And then we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch to join, chain 1 and fasten off. So I'm going to cut my yarn tail. I'm going to leave a little bit of a long tail so that we can use this for sewing up. And then if you need to, you can add a tiny bit more stuffing, but you don't want to overstuff it because you don't want it to lose the shape of the apple. Just a little bit more. And now it's time to close this hole up. And to do that, I'm going to take the yarn tail. I'm going to pop it onto my embroidery needle. And I'm going to pick the front loop up of the remaining 12 stitches. And I'm going to pick them up in order. So I'm going to do one after the other all the way round. And when you've got all of them loops, the magic happens. Just pull and that hole will close, and then weave in this yarn tail. And there is the base of our apple. There is the apple. So let's work on the stem next. The stem is really easy to make. We're going to begin with brown yarn, brown DK yarn. We're going to slip knot onto hook and we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And then from the second chain from hook, we always ignore that first chain. So from the second chain, I'm going to single crochet into that stitch and all other stitches. So I'm going to single crochet across all other chains. So it'll be 6 single crochet back across this chain, across these chains. And when we get to the bottom, I'm going to chain 1 and cut the yarn. So I don't think the stem could be any easier. So if I bring my apple back in, I'm going to pop one of these yarn tails onto my needle. And I'm going to pop it straight through the top of our apple. And bring that yarn tail out somewhere. Fab. And I'm going to do the same with the other tail. I'm going to pop it straight through the centre. And that will be our little apple stem. And with these yarn tails, so I don't waste them, I'm going to sew a little X on the bottom of the apple. Because you'd normally have that little part on the bottom of an apple. So I'm going to do a little X and then weave in the tail and cut it. And using the tail from the stem to make the X means I don't have to bring in another piece of brown yarn. So I'm just weaving these tails in and then I'll trim them off. There we go. And then trim. And quick tip, when you're cutting yarn tails, always press your fabric, your doll in to try and avoid leaving a trim mark. But if you do leave a trim mark, that's just some of the brown yarn. Take a needle and swipe underneath your work and it'll get rid of it. So our apple is looking delicious, but the one thing it needs is a nice green leaf. So let's get our green yarn and make that next. So with my green yarn, I'm going to do a slip knot onto hook and chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Into the second chain from hook, I'm going to do 1 single crochet. Into the next 2 chains, I'm going to do 1 half double crochet. And to do a half double crochet, I'm going to yarn over, insert hook into chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. So there are 3 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So I'm going to do that again in the next chain. So a half double crochet into the next chain. Into the next chain, I'm going to do a double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, insert hook into stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. So we have 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through 2. We have 2 loops on hook, yarn over and pull through 2. So that was a double crochet. And into the last chain, we're going to do 6 double crochets all into that space. So 6 double crochets into this last chain space. So we're going to do 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And that's going to help us rotate our work. So we're now going to be working along the bottom of each stitch we've just made. So we're working into the opposite side of our foundation chain. So into the next space, or the next chain, we're going to do 1 double crochet. So we're doing a double crochet on the bottom of the double crochet. Then we're going to do 2 half double crochets. So a half double crochet into each of the next 2 spaces. So 1 and 2. And then we're going to do a single crochet in the last stitch. And then I'm going to slip stitch into that first stitch to join, chain 1 and fasten off. So with this initial yarn tail, I've just weaved that in. I crocheted that in as I went, so I can cut that off right now. And with this long tail, I'm going to pop that onto my embroidery needle. And I'm going to weave the tail to the bottom of the leaf because we don't want to sew it on from the top. So I'm just going to weave that needle to the bottom of the leaf and pull that long tail to the bottom, but not too tightly because we don't want to pull the top of the leaf down. And there we have our leaf. So if I bring my apple back in, I can sew this leaf right next to the stem. So I'm going to do a couple of stitches to secure the bottom of the leaf in place, and then I can weave in this yarn. And there is a beautifully delicious apple. And there you have the finished apple. which I think is good enough for Snow White herself. If you like this tutorial, please leave a thumbs up now, leave a like. It's free and it really helps my channel out. And don't forget the link to the pattern for this apple along with 18 other fruits and vegetables will be down in the description box. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure to click that subscribe button so you never miss out on free tutorials. Other than that, hope you have a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.